If you want to watch this video right here, I actually have it right here. You click on below as helpful websites that you don't need to pass, and click on open in a new tab, and it takes you to this. This will brighten your day.
You know that I am called the cow because I really love food. Sometimes I sit and all day, but sometimes I get carried away. I slowly getting faster. Once I start being clear, it's hard to find. Faster, it is so exciting. I could whatever till I come. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, I love. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, that's it's wrong. On the count. I spiders on the wall. Flowers in the hall. The candles on the shelf. When I'm alone, I myself, I slowly getting faster. Once I start to be, it's when I'm faster. So exciting, I could forever get there like that.
So what's the censored word there? It doesn't need to be censored. He likes to count. He likes to count the cobwebs on the wall. The song is purely clean. Any enjoyment you got out of that for any other reason is in your own head. That song is quite clean. I love unnecessary censorship. Jimmy Kimmel does a clip on his show, like a good 1 or 2 times a week. I don't watch that show enough. It's hilarious. You just unnecessarily bleep a word that has no effect, like it's a completely innocent statement, and all of a sudden it's just not appropriate anymore. All right, so what are we doing today? Michaela chose to miss M&M Day. It's just, I don't know what to say, Michaela. This sounds like personal failing. I'm not saving a bag for you. I am going to save a bag for Angel though, because his birthday's on the day of the final. And I'm going to let him watch me eat his bag of M&Ms.
Oh,
yeah. Boom.
all these.
Jones is here till Friday. All right. So where were we? The last section that we were going to do. This is on 12.1. Fast and fast. It's in my head. All right, so as a reminder, chapter 12 was on 3 or more groups. And we did proportions. We already did 12.2. 12.2 was the chi-square test for independence. This was the table where we had rows and columns, and H naught was rows, columns are independent. And HA was they are dependent. Both 12.2 and 12.1 follow a chi-square distribution. I'm not gonna give you a lot of information on it. I think it's worth seeing what it looks like. It's like that. It's skewed right. And we got chi-square. Goodness of fit, which is what we're doing today. Also follows a chi-square distribution. So there's two of them that have chi-square like somewhere around their name. The way we get this in StatCrunch is stats, goodness of fit. And unfortunately, the next thing says chi-square test. I really don't like this because this makes students think of this as the chi-square test. And the chi-square test for independence is the one with the table. And the way we get to the one in the table is it doesn't say chi-square at all. It says stats, tables, contingencies. So it's very fucking confusing. We're having a fucking picnic? What's going on over here?
And I'm very fucking confused too. I am trying to.
Yeah, you weren't being noisy. I was just making fun of the giant ass bag.
Oh my goodness.
It's like my mom fucking goes, so I don't need a purse anymore. I'm just bringing a fucking giant fucking grocery bag.
I turned into a bag lady. I don't know when
It's a bag lady. That's what it is. My wife hasn't gotten there yet, thank God.
Don't let her. Don't ever.
She still likes to go back to smaller, her purse, like she can hold it. I think she can use it as a backpack too, but she likes smaller ones. She's not like, I think she just doesn't want to carry a lot. What it boils down to. Like if she has a bigger bag, I might ask her to carry a bottle of water or something, and she's like, I don't want to carry your shit. So I'm gonna make my purse, my fucking whatever I'm carrying as small as fucking possible. So I don't even have room for your goddamn wallet. Damn. All right. You sure?
Yes, thank you.
You haven't missed a whole lot because this is the only thing that applies to what we're starting right now, 12.1.
Okay.
The goodness of fit test. This is the StatCrunch commands. That is what you want written down for what we're doing. So that's what we're writing real quick. So now, guess what? Janis Joplin's not in my head anymore. The fucking count is. I was playing me and Bobby McGee earlier.
Oh, that's a great song.
I love it. I fucking yeah. I'm up here fucking just I got my eyes set. I'm singing out loud, belting it out. Because she has the like she's got the Janis Joplin look right now. With her big old, they're not round enough. They're not round enough. They're still rectangular a little bit.
No.
But she's got the like the heart-shaped face like Janis does, the hair. Not everybody has a heart-shaped face. Kind of interesting. Right? Like she's got a heart-shaped face. She really does. It's a nice shape for a face. It's not this face, but we all can't be David.
Welcome to eugenics class.
We won't hold it against you that you don't look like me, so it's okay. All right, so what are we doing in this one? So I said we got 3 more samples. So what we're doing is we're gonna check to see if the proportions in the sample match the expected proportions. So you really, like, it says 3 samples. This is more of like a 1 sample thing, but like a lot of categories or groups. So maybe I should give the example that we're going to do today. We're going to check to see if the M&Ms that we're going to have today match the given distribution by Mars company. Mars makes M&Ms. Mars they used to post the distribution. They have not posted the distribution since 2008. But the last listed distribution, let's take a look at it. I'm going to write it down for us. Let me find it. Counting. M&M. There we go. Color distribution. So there are 2 different M&M factories. I bet you didn't know that. 2, but one is in New Jersey and one is in Tennessee. Cleveland, Tennessee. Not Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Tennessee. And then what is it? Hackettstown, New Jersey. Is there really a Hackettstown? Because I know there's a Hackensack. How do I know? Because it's in Superman 1. Lex Luthor talks about fucking sending a nuke at Hackensack, New Jersey.
That really did child's play and all that.
I don't know.
Check out something like New Jersey.
Back in 2008, they had different, like, produced the M&Ms different fucking proportions. So Hackettstown, New Jersey had 12.5 across the board for 4 colors. I'm gonna write these down. I'll come back to this so it goes at a slower pace so that you can write. Hackettstown, New Jersey. Let's write our categories. We've got brown, red, yellow, green, orange, and blue. And we're going to list the one for both Hackettstown and we're going to list the one for Cleveland, Tennessee. So for Hackettstown, they're like, you know what? We like to keep shit simple. 12.5% for the first 4 colors. And you know what? We're going to get a wild hair up our ass, and orange and blue are going to get a good bump. Up to 25%. And Cleveland said, no, we want to be fucking difficult. So Cleveland's got 12.4%. This is Cleveland, Tennessee. Maybe I'll do a different color. Let's do black. 12.4% for Cleveland, Tennessee for brown. Then we got 13.1% for red. 13.5% for yellow. Green is 19.8%. Orange is 20.5%. And blue is 20.7%. Interestingly enough, if you look at the box or the bag, it will tell you where it was made. Hackettstown, New Jersey has the code HKP in the cereal box, and Cleveland will have the code CLB in its box. Now, I'm not gonna tell you where ours came from. I already looked. I made a mistake of telling morning class. They already knew before they did it. If you don't know, we'll just check against both distributions, see if we can figure it out. So these are the reported distributions in 2008. It's been a while. It's been 15 years. The first thing I noticed, it isn't so noticeable with Hackettstown, but if you look at Cleveland, the poor brown M&Ms get no respect. Like in both groups, brown is basically the fucking lowest category, the least representative portion. In fact, if you think of all the M&M commercials you've seen, does brown get represented? M&Ms are fucking racist motherfuckers. They ain't got no love for the brown M&M. That's wrong. Why is there no brown M&M character? Like last year, the news was focused on how Tucker Carlson wanted to bang the green M&M. There's no fucking brown M&M in the fucking shows. Either way, that's something to distract you while you're writing shit down. So we want to see, what we're going to do is we will check to see if our sample follows one of these distributions. So these are what we expect. These are the expected distributions or expected proportions. Another way of saying what we're going to do, we're answering the question, how well does the data fit expectations? You got the word fit. Another word for well is good. Goodness of fit. Oh, see, Michaela didn't show up to class, and Michaela wants to know when the final is. Melinda, what should I tell her? What did I tell you?
Syllabus.
Go look at the fucking syllabus, you lazy. I didn't say it like that. It's on the fucking syllabus. I'll show you in a second. It's on the 7th.
I would have told her December 25th.
How dare you? I tell her to go look at the syllabus and you just fucking yell it out.
Why are you gonna-
Could have just said on my birthday. And
That would have been good.
then she would be even more confused.
Right.
What was that?
He just wants everybody to know his birthday's on the fucking 7th.
Yeah.
She's really like. He wants cake and shit on his birthday too.
I want, what do they do? What do they call it? Where they, at the bar mitzvahs where they hoist the guy up on the chair like that. They call it the Zika or whatever.
That's not happening. All right, so we're doing the goodness fit. So. Let me give you a little more information about what we have, what our requirements are before we go through with this. You guys ready for more? Requirements. You know, they had this morning, if you were here earlier, they're giving out hot cocoa and thank you cards. So you could like, blank thank you cards if you wanted to write a thank you note to anyone. And I'm like, okay, sure. I know some people I want to thank. Like to thank the Academy. No. Christmas is coming up. If you've had a good semester and you want to thank your professor, just send them like, for me, I'm good with like an email. Just say, I had a good professor or a good semester. Thanks a lot, Mr. Jones. I appreciate your class. If you want it, like, I don't need anything more than that. That's good for me. If you want to get something for like your other professors, though, I hear they like gift cards to GameStop. Or like, I don't know, Starbucks,
Well, one of those moments.
but I don't need anything. Just a thank you, like email, just saying you appreciate it this semester.
This is a trap.
How's that a trap?
I don't know.
Just hand them the little tablet that says, how much are you willing to take?
Right.
At the end.
All right, requirements. All expected values. Must be greater than 1. Greater than or equal to 1. These are like similar to the chi-square test for independence. And then no more than 20% are less than 5. Or alternatively, at least 80% are greater than 5. I made that joke, like first or second year of Christmas, or first or second year I was teaching, like 5 years ago, I said that shit. Students brought me enough gift cards to buy a fucking Nintendo Switch. Like 5, 10. GameStop loved it. Walking, I had fucking like a fistful of fuck. This is $10. I had a little thing there, all had a little fucking post-it notes on what each card was worth. Scan these one at a time, motherfucker. We're buying a Switch with this. Why do you have all these? I fucking made a joke to students and they fucking like went for it. I was just joking. I don't need anything. I have a Switch already. I do not wink wink. I am not encouraging students to buy me anything. I swear to God, I'm not. And even if you did, it's not going to affect your grade.
Damn.
That would be immoral.
And I am just saying.
This is bullshit.
If you could say a lot of things, but giving me something is not going to change your grade. This is not a wink wink. This is not a nudge nudge. This is my job, you can't give me a good enough gift to make it worth my while. You would have to compensate for all of the future income I'm gonna lose if I get in trouble because I will lose my job for accepting gifts in exchange for grades.
You mean $5 GameStop card isn't worth your job?
No,
What does this one come to?
right? So if you drop like 2 million on me for a fucking grade, sure, I'll give you an A+. But it needs to be 2 million in American fucking currency.
Damn. We give you 2 million in pesos.
No. All right, so this says expected value, but we had like expected proportions. But we need expected values. So how do I get expected values from expected proportions? I'd get away with saying that because I know no one is going to give me $2 million for a grade. If someone offered it, I'd really wonder how I would respond to that. Would my morals cave? Would I say, sure?
Oh, hell yeah, that's a lifetime.
I want to.
You will never
Well,
make $2 million in your entire life.
That's a lie. I make like $150,000, $200,000 a year right now.
Wow.
So I'll
That's
make
without
2 million.
taxes.
Without taxes, I make over 100 grand. So I can make it in 20 years. That's just at my current pay rate. I don't want to work for 20 years though.
Yeah, exactly. You want.
I want to retire
would
now.
want 20 years worth of salary and is right now.
Right. How do I get expected values from expected proportions? Well, remember P equals X over N. Those are my expected values. This would be expected proportions. And N is sample size. So if I multiply both sides by N, I get N times P equals X. This is how you get expected values. So once you have your sample size, you gotta multiply through by it on each proportion. StatCrunch, what StatCrunch is gonna want? It wants one column with all of the observed values. So it's a summary. These are summary amounts. And then there's two options for the other thing. If the proportions are different, you need a second column with expected values. This is what's going to happen with M&Ms because we had different proportions for each. If all proportions are the same, this actually gets easier. Like if P1 equals P2 equals ... equals PK, then we are going to check mark the box cells are in equal proportion. It's fucking crazy that semester. I had so many fucking gift cards for $5 or $10. I was like, what the fuck? It fucking just blew his mind. It's fucking crazy. It's a little embarrassing, but I didn't give a shit. Very entertaining. Fun eating like cake in front of you. Maybe I'll bring a cake pop or something like that. I don't want to bring a whole cake because then I feel bad. I get sick eating a whole cake in front of you. And then I feel guilty for
I would
getting
love to see that.
rude.
Well, you're eating cake in front of.
Dave,
Why would
I'm sorry to interrupt. What do you have after the P1, P2 equals and then equals again?
PK?
Yeah, so the other equal thing, I got it.
It's just PK is the kth group.
Okay.
P1 is the first group, P2 is the second group, PK is the kth group. We don't know how many groups there is, so there's up to K groups.
Gotcha.
There's one more thing I have to tell you before we begin our experiment. What do we need for every hypothesis test? We need a fucking hypothesis. I haven't told you H dot and HA. Still waiting on the fucking bag lady up front to fucking write this shit out. And Johnny.
Oh, there you go. Wait, no more on Johnny, I'm done.
That's okay. We got time. We're gonna be done in like 10-15 minutes. Like after that is like work on your projects or I don't know, go home early for Thanksgiving, whatever you want to do. I do want to show you guys how to save your data. Like if you have your data in StackCrunch, I know the data, like the thing says submit your data today. All you need to submit today is some data, show me that you're working on collecting data. Like I'm guessing a lot of you have done like online surveys and shit like that, and you can wait till next Tuesday to let results keep collecting. And then, but I'll show you how to save on. If you save it on StackCrunch, you can actually share the data so anyone can look at it. And I'll show you how to do that. That way you can share it amongst your own team as well. H naught and HA. For the goodness of fit test, and I usually call it the Goff test because I don't want to write goodness of fit, it's really long. H naught is observed values match expected values. HA, at least one is different. Faster, faster. Fucking great video. The distribution of the M&Ms. When you get your M&M, you need to count them first, sort them by color and count each color. That's what we need. I recommend pulling out a clean piece of paper. I don't know how clean these desks are. Like so that way you can sort them on a piece of paper. Once you have them sorted and written down, preferably like write them down in the order that we had here, the green, brown, red, yellow, green, orange, blue. Write down your values in that order. Once you've counted each one up, you can eat them all you want. Okay. I promise these have not been tampered with like the deck of cards were. My fucking morning class, two people accused me of that. Did you tamper with this? One of them like didn't have yellow M&Ms. I'm no. First of all, that way too much fucking work.
I bought a bag sealer and sorted through all of them.
Right.
Sealed the bag.
They watched me and they watched me unseal the box. And they're like, we've seen you unseal shit before.
Where's the?
Where's the fucking grade? Press. Not that fucking kitty side shit either. That's one of the Janice.
I knew it was like.
Oh, Jen, here you go.
Oh, yeah. What? Right?
A little, M&M. We'll go up here.
I wonder if M&M didn't make a brown character on TV because they didn't want to be accused of being racist.
I think they recently did.
Did they make one?
It's because they're all brown on the inside.
Like Wikipedia will tell us, because Wikipedia will tell you who's voiced the characters. I remember looking this up earlier. Oh, they made Brown a girl, the librarian looking one, okay. You're right. And they left Brown in the fucking high heels. Now there's the sexy Eminem, the fucking librarian look with the glasses and the high heels.
Oh, stop looking at it.
Look at purple, she's got all, look at those eyelashes. Isn't she adorable?
Man, they're a little skimpy on the yellows, I only got 3. Right.
How long have they been doing voices for these characters?
Brown is the least amount that I got.
Brown's the lowest, it is the lowest group, let's see. So red has been done by John Lovitz, Billy West, Bill Rogers. John Goodman has been yellow.
Eminem's kart racing. When fucking- They have a video game.
It's on the Nintendo DS and Wii. There's an Eminem, there's a fucking Eminem's beach party. Cause like M&Ms do well in the fucking summer heat on the beach.
Eminem's adventure, I've never. It's great. And then Bill Rogers just, and he's just all over the place, man.
Mrs. Brown, Vanessa Williams. Amber Ruffin, she's on she's got her own show. But she shows up all the time on the set Late Night with Seth Meyers.
I don't remember who Bill Rogers is.
I don't either.
He's the guy that voices all the M&Ms in kart racing. So
Okay.
extremely famous,
Wait,
obviously.
was that
Huh?
separated?
Yes,
Oh shit, he's yellow, he was yellow for a while, oh, he's still yellow. I didn't know his name was Jonathan Simmons, I know this actor, he's like famous. I just don't know all the famous actors' names. That's Billy, what I would have never guessed, I don't recognize him. John Lovitz is easily recognized. It's David Cross. Oh,
Aaron Cube, the pretzel guy.
Cube. Did M&M's come in squares for a while?
At some point.
My wife loves M&M's, like my house for a while had like, there's M&M characters everywhere. I got her an M&M phone, she's got an M&M fucking clock, like one of the cuckoo clock, M&M cuckoo clock. And like anytime we go to Vegas, she's like, we want to go to M&M World. It's actually kind of entertaining to go through M&M World, it's fun.
It's kind of cool. Did you say you went to Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah,
That's awesome, we should get there.
well, no, we didn't go in,
Oh.
so let me like,
I thought
since
you'd
you
get
guys are
there.
still
I was
eating.
like, whoa, shit, that's.
Yeah, we're going one of these times.
Shit.
We haven't gone yet because like we always take our dog and they're like, they don't wanna let a dog in, you can't leave the dog in the hotel.
Tell them to cook it up.
That's
F. F.
The way you look.
right
I
now.
love that.
You have to write down numbers. Write down the numbers.
I would, yeah.
Yeah, you should have it written down.
You already, Janice?
All right, let's just try Google Maps. Wow. Fucking Yahoo, fuck off Yahoo, no one wants you.
Who even?
What is the show? They change it? What is this thing? This is where we were. The show is not called Spiegel Tent.
Spiegel.
It has the show, fuck, Absinthe. The show is called Absinthe.
What is it?
Did you like it? Was it good?
Yeah, it's good. Not a lot of room for big people. Like it's like a small tent, it's circular, seats around it, and you're all facing inward.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Is it kind of like a circus?
Yeah, but there's like a lot of. There's some inappropriate content for children. But like Hell's Kitchen is literally right outside. So like, here's that, and Hell's Kitchen is right here. And we were sitting right here and watching it snow in hell. All right, so I assume, has everyone made their count? I have this morning's stuff. We're gonna compile, add your guys' data to the morning's group's data. You got your numbers, Johnny?
Yep.
All right, hit me with them, Johnny. Round first.
8, 9, 3, 9, 14, 8.
Angel,
Are we supposed to do the percentages also?
no.
Okay, 5, 13, 6, 8, 8, 9.
You got fucked. 49 M&Ms in your bag? That's a fucking short bag. Melinda,
4, 9, 7, 10, 17, 9.
Angel, hit me.
9, 10, 3, 11, 13, 10.
I like that. I do not have the total in the H column yet, but I did the formula up above and it's automatically going. I know you want the total here, so it's automatically filling it in. Have you guys noticed that it's doing that on its own?
Excel is great for that kind of stuff.
Hit me, Janice. What we got?
5, 5, 9, 13, 15, 5.
Yeah, let's go with you.
Okay, I have 6, 9, 9, 9, 5, 11.
Oh, short stack. Back in the corner.
I've got 9, 7, 5, 7, 11,
9, 13, 5, 7, 6, 11. I got 6, 13, 3, 9, 13. Got 5, 7, 9, 14, 17, 30.
What, 7 for the last one?
3, 8, 6, 8, 14, 13.
We got 10, 11, 5, 9, 9, 10.
And 10?
Got 6, 15, 5, 7, 11, 13.
So you'll see everyone's got drastically different things. It looks like yellow is like fucked everywhere. No one had more than 10 yellow. In fact, one bag this morning had 0 yellow. Even brown got over double digits at one point, but they literally make the M&Ms, they mix them up, and they fucking get a scoop out and like pour it in, presumably by weight, but clearly not by weight, because we've got as low as 49 M&Ms up to 59 M&Ms. So the number of M&Ms in a bag is not equal. So I have the reported distributions down below. So if we add these all up with the morning group, we got 1301. I've got the percentages for Cleveland and Tennessee or Hackettstown listed in there. And this line has those things 1301 times the percentages. So I'm gonna make a line, so this is Cleveland. Our expected values for Cleveland, we need whole numbers. Well, no, we don't, not really. There's no reason that we need whole numbers. So let's just leave it as is. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here. I've got subtotals right here for all of our colors. I'm gonna come over here to say goodbye to you, you piece of shit problem. Click on StatCrunch. Nope, that's not what I want. StatCrunch website. I'll make a new data set. Or start it new. I'll list the colors we got, just so it's clear. Oh, green, orange, blue. And our distribution. And we'll do Cleveland and we'll do Hackensack or whatever it is. So our distribution had 164, 264, 135, 225, 292, 221. This one has 161.324, 170.431, 57 point, oops. 598. Did it again. 266.705. 269.307. And this one had something similar for all of the first four. And the last two are twice that. All right. These are our expected values based on the distributions listed by M&Ms back in 2008. So Cleveland and New Jersey. So we are going to go stats, goodness of fit, chi-square test. I really wish it didn't say this here, because students confuse it with the chi-square test for independence. Oops, looked away. Our observed values are our distribution. The cells are not in equal proportions, so our expected values are in CLV. And I'll click compute. I don't know where they're getting these values because these don't match our values.
I think you may have miscalculated on the very first one you did, because I thought you said a 167, you put a 137. I'm not sure if that's accurate. That very first for.
Oh, this is 161. Yeah, that's off. Let me just check all the values real quick. Good. 35, 225, okay, let's try that again. I'll just start fresh. Stats, goodness of fit, chi-square test. We're looking at R distribution versus CLV. There, now our numbers, because they'll calculate it based on what you put in. They're like, I think the percentage you were going for was this. And so they have the same thing. Our chi-square is 76 and our p-value is 0.0001. What does that mean in terms of this data set?
There's like 1 in 10,000. There's a chance of 1 in 10,000.
Having something that's extreme, there's a 1 in 10,000 chance of having something that's extreme if the proportions are what were stated by Mars. Because we're trying to say like H naught was the expected values are correct, basically. What we get matches what we expect. Or in other words, the p-value is too low, we're gonna reject the hoe, we're gonna reject that they match. So we're gonna support that they don't match, which means maybe the distributions are not what Mars used to report in 2008. That's if it's CLV. What if we had Hackensack? Or what the other one was? Hackettstown, right? Not any better, in fact, it's worse, the chi-square is higher. Now we can look at it and look like Brown, look how close Brown is. 164, Brown was pretty close to our expected values. But red, we had 264, and red, the expected values for red were a lot lower. So like red is drastically different. So in terms of our test, neither of them match. So let's do our hypothesis test. Let's like actually work it out. Like do the 5 steps here. So for your notes, what we had on our M&M distribution. We've got, I'll write the colors. I'll write our totals. And the expected values for each of those. So our distribution, Cleveland, and HKP, I think was the barcode. $164. I was supposed to fucking put 2 here. 164 and 264. 135 and 225. 292 and 221. And only put 1 decimal here for these, just because I don't think you want to write out a bunch of fucking decimal places. Those were all the same, and these 2 are the same. Fucking counts in my head now. Thanks, Angel. Not you, other Angel. You didn't do it. You weren't here for it. She apologized. Did you hear her? She apologized for that. We're gonna do it again.
Just for you.
Just for you, Angel.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Let's finish our hypothesis test though. So H naught is our sample data will matches the Mars 2008 reported distribution or reported proportions. And HA The sample does not match. Well, at least one does not match. The reported. In fact, Brown matched up pretty goddamn well. I don't think we could have gotten much closer on Brown. And let's see, so I will write down both sets of responses. When we did this in StatCrunch, Cleveland's results, chi-square value was 76. With the p-value, both of them had a p-value of 0.0001. And HKP, which was Hackettstown, I don't know why it's HKP. This had 129 if I go to no decimal places. Also 0.0001. So I didn't give an alpha, but it doesn't really matter which alpha we use, right? We'd have to pick a really low alpha for the p-value to work. The p-value, which is less than 0.001, is less than alpha. If we went with 0.05 or any of them, really. So the p-value is too low. Our verdict is to reject the hoe. The null must go, for those of you that don't want to say hoe. Anti-Santa people. Reject the hoe, support HA. HA is the distribution doesn't match. So there is sufficient evidence to support the claim. That current proportions do not match the 2008 distribution, reported distributions. Which are not correct now. We've shown like whatever the Marsh distributions were, they're not this. I don't know if your individual bag says it on the serial code. The box said CLP. You look in like.
Yeah, it's something under.
There's some numbers and then CLB in the thing. So ours was from Cleveland, Tennessee. My wife's birthday is the 11th. So your birthday is completely irrelevant.
I'm just kidding.
That's how age works. Doesn't have anything to do with the year. It's all about the day of the year, right?
What are you gonna do for it?
Stay married to her.
Whoa, best president of all time.
Yeah, she's blessed. She's got me again. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary in April.
Congratulations, bud.
Like 3 days after the solar eclipse going over Texas. I already told my dean, guess what? I'm taking the week off. We're going to Texas and seeing it. It's our 20th anniversary, like that week. I'm like, tell me how I gotta do it. If I have to call in and go, I don't feel so good each day, I will. But I would rather have it on the books as honestly, you know. But I'm like, I'm making this happen. This is my 20th anniversary. And it's the last time the solar eclipse is gonna be in the US for quite a while. There's other solar eclipses, but like Australia gets a shitload of them. Like over the next 10, 15 years, they got like 3 or 4 of them, the next 10
Remember, I
years.
saw the solar eclipse that happened a few years ago here in California.
We only got the edge of it. Oregon, like if you're in Oregon, you got a good bit of it, but like I wanted to go
It
to-
almost blocked out the sun.
it got dark.
It got really. And then everybody's like, it's the eclipse. I'm like, oh, that's awesome, man. Like that, I've never witnessed one before.
But I want to go, I want the full, I want to see the sun blocked from the sky.
That is super cool.
That is
I
like,
think you're gonna do that.
I make the money, but my boss, I told him ahead of time. He's been notified. All right, so how can we save this data if I wanted to share with other students? So what you can do, and this can work for your own data, if you've got it in StackCrunch already, this makes it actually great. Once you put your data in StackCrunch, if you want to share this link with me, that's the fucking way to go. Because then I can just take your numbers and run them myself and make sure you did it correct. Data save. So maybe I'll do M&M distribution. I like to lead with Hefe. FA fall 2023 M&M distribution. I can resave, if you click save results, it will keep all of the things you did right here so you can reload them. That's also helpful. It also tells you, notice it says after saving, optionally use data and then properties to share the data set. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do save. Oh, you can go fuck yourself. I gotta relog in. There we go. Now it's recorded. So I'm going to click close. I'm going to click save again. FA fall 2023 M&M distribution. Save. If it worked, your name, the save file is up here. You'll see it. And then if you go to data, oh, they actually have something for share. It's supposed to be data and properties. Data and properties, do edit properties. And just say share with everyone. It says use first line as column names. So I'm going to say yes to that. And now I'm sharing it. And maybe I will insert a row here. So I will put column names here as the first one. Gotta save. It's still being shared. So like one of you that has your computer open, if you want to double check this, like go to data sets and look for FA fall 2023 M&M. distribution. And when you click on it, see what it shows. You guys should have the same thing. So like if you have your data in StatCrunch, when you want to share information with me, like for what you need to submit today, if it's there, you can save it and just share the file name with me, tell me what it is. Make sure you set the properties to share. I think we can also do, when you're on this, I think you can do data and then share. Oh, there you go, and do copy dataset link and send me a link. That works too, if you don't want to send me the name. Holy shit. That is a fucking link. Look how long this motherfucker is. Out of control.
Yeah.
If you have it in Google or Excel or something like that, just send me the Excel file. This does not need to be your final data set.
Excel, can you show us?
How do you get to Excel?
I mean, the data set, the actual.
I just showed you.
No, I'm not. No.
Did you do data properties and then share?
I don't think we're doing this like the survey part, so we do analyze data. Or build. Like that.
Did we close?
We might come. Oh, we-
Hold on,
We have any set responses to close it?
Oh, you're still on survey. Yeah, you have to close it. You can always reopen it.
Should we share the data with you and reopen it and see if we get more?
Yeah.
So how do you do it?
We got 80 seconds.
So click on it
So
and analyze data. Still sometimes open your responses, so it's still taking more.
You can just give them the,
So you can do data, properties.
yeah, so we have to turn this in. Yes,
Yeah.
name of the name
it is
of
not
the-
highlighted. So we name it first?
Save it first. So online shopping, select you maybe A. This is not your final one, so you're probably wait for people, I assume. Yeah. it's been- Maybe put cafe policy between that way. Who knows how many people said online survey? It wouldn't be, it wouldn't find it. Yeah.
I don't know, one. It's like that, it's not possible.
That just saves the grab. Let's say, and then do data and properties.
So with the subject.
Stats project.
You're gonna click on edit. And you wanna make it say share with everyone.
Angel Lopez. AEL.
Yeah,
Stats.
so this is online shopping A dash FA.
02.
Let me go see if I can pull it up on
Project. Oh, but,
Should I put like
I think you already had the last one.
Okay.
On subject, with stats project.
Did you save it with the shared thing clicked?
Yeah.
Double check it. Cause it's not popping up. It's called online survey, right? Online survey
And then fall 2023.
No, like on
A? Shopping, okay. There we go. So this is what pops up and it actually tells me the titles you have up here, so. Which is good. If you send me like your questionnaire, then it's a little easier to read, but I don't need that yet, like maybe next week.
It doesn't matter, like. The line, lines, right? Yeah, it's like.
Other than that, you're just free to go. If you're done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Put a little pizzazz into it, Janet.
I'll